Hey, what's going on, guys? What I have for you guys today, I'm gonna be doing a quick little restoration project, kinda, I guess. I don't know if you guys have been following me for a while. About 1.5 to 2 years ago, I posted an image on Instagram. This is what it is. At the time, I wanted to build a custom wagon for my daughter. I had put all these parts together with time, and eventually they just became all rusty on my carport over here. I neglected the project for such a long time. Well, today I feel like finally getting to it. I'm gonna clean up a lot of these things because they're pretty rusty, but I'm gonna spray paint everything so it's not a huge deal. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is break apart that wagon so I can start building the frame. Probably use 1 by 1, and then slowly I'll start modifying these pieces in place and see where they have to go to set up. I still don't know if I'm gonna use this set for the front or that set for the front. I'm not sure yet. These are gonna go in the back. They're I think they're about 3 inches wide. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait and see what I think looks better. As far as for the color of that, I think I'm going to go with purple. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, let's get started. Like I said, doing tear down and clean up. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, I already did all most of the work. I cleaned up the parts, took the wagon apart. There's still a little bit of rust on some of these areas, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with a scuffing pad. Get them as best I can before primer. But right now what I'm gonna be doing is cleaning this tub, and then I'm gonna start taking measurements of the thing so I can build a rectangle frame. I'm not sure if I want to go a full rectangle or if I want to do 2 straight lines across the center, 2 1 by 1s. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do like a rectangle to support the full weight of the wagon, and then I'm gonna cut off kind of like a little bit of a triangle to bring in the outer, I guess at that point it'll be like the outer frame to weld right in here. These are my 2 weld spots. So and that's only about 8 inches. This is probably about 18 inches, it looks like. So I'm gonna have to bring it in a little bit and then weld that up. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so I have proceeded to cutting some of the frame. I decided to go like right on the outside edge like that, and I cut those right there with like a little bit of an inch overhang. I'm gonna use the existing holes on the back side right here and here, and then the existing holes here, 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 and here for the back. So that I just drill straight down into there. Now I can always use another type of or if for some reason that tub just, you know, it breaks or just looks ugly, or for whatever reason, I can just swap it out for another one, because the frame itself is gonna outlast that the sheet metal of that wagon. So now what I'm gonna do now is weld it together. I'm gonna flip it upside down so I can determine the height of the little drops that I'm gonna do for the, well, right now they're drops, but if I flip it over, it'll be raising the little axle for the wheels. I want this maybe like an inch and a half off the ground, so that's what I have to determine by flipping it over. Aside from that, I'm also going to be figuring out how far I want to bring out the fork for the motor, and putting the little front piece right there. So let's see what happens. I'm going to tack this together right now, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, so I framed out the bottom. I put out the little front fork right here for the front frame. On stuff like this, one thing to consider, you don't always have to fit everything perfectly, because you could fill a lot of these gaps. It just helps to be able to find your centers a lot easier. So like this little 1/8 inch gap, you could fill that and then sand it down perfectly without you ever noticing. And it's not a heavy, it's, you know, you're putting a child on here, so it's not going to be extreme stress on that, so that will never break. I put the, let me show you guys. Alright, there we go. So I left just enough space right here between this where it swivels to put the motor right in the middle, right here. So I'll probably bring this up a hair like this, build some little brackets that go up, and then screw it in place. So now that I have this all tacked together, I could work on exactly cutting the flat bar to bring up from the bottom of the frame up to where the bolt is going to go for the wheels in the back. I think right where it's at, I like it. It's nice and low. As far as the front, I'm thinking just by I might go with the big ones. I'm not sure yet, but once I have all of this put, and the reason why I have to figure that out, because I have to figure out before I put these in place, because I can adjust these at whatever height I want depending on what wheel I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and do the back first, so I can take off all the spacers that's holding it down, so I can put it on the wheels, and then that'll help me visualize a little bit better what I want to do with the front. Alright guys, so might have gotten a little bit carried away, but I have the whole frame done. I just got to finish welding a few little spots. Actually, I still have to do the back piece for the wheels, but I got the front going. So you know, let me twist this, the wheel will turn. I welded up as much as I could from the top side, and I already welded up some of the parts from the bottom. Next step will be finishing the back. Once that's done, I'm gonna move on to I guess welding off the all the cracked pieces from the tub. You guys can see it's got a bunch of cracks, so I'm gonna weld those shut. Once that's done, I'm gonna set it on top of the frame, bolt it down so I can finish off the front engine and the puller. I wanted to build a custom handle, but honestly right now, just to get the project on the road, I'm gonna go ahead and just use the original handle, just modify it a little bit, finish like the touches on top of the tub before I paint, and then go from there. All right guys, so I have finished the rear. I capped it off. I cut it off at like a little bit of a 45 at the corner, just so that it doesn't look all ugly and squared at the top. So I'll grind that down. At this point, I'm just gonna kind of go over the whole frame, grind everything down smooth. Like I said, it's for my kid, so I don't want her to run across any sharp edges. Everything else is pretty much done. I still haven't gotten around to the tub. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna make the mounts for the motor, and I did also make a little handle. Let me show you guys. Made a little handle for it. That'll mount just like this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off the original one and then weld it onto this end. Once I have that done, this will be able to twist in whatever direction I want. And I kind of wanted to curve this way because by the time it goes back, you see how it'll kind of rest over the motor kind of decently. That's what I wanted. So let's get to it. I might end up having to powder coat some parts after all instead of painting them, but that'll probably be the parts that are going to be inside the little shifter and the steering wheel, just because she's going to have a lot of contact with those. So I want to make sure that has absolutely zero sharp edges. So I'm going to go over those, and I'll powder coat those also. I'm not sure what color yet though. I don't think purple would look that good. I wanted to do it like a chrome color. So we'll see. All right, so let me get back to it. All right guys, so it's late. I don't want to make any more noise for the neighbors. Let me just show you guys where I'm at. I'm almost done with how I want it set. I ended up going with the smaller wheels in the front. They're bigger than the back ones by a hair, but it's just not calling my attention to have those big ass wheels on there. They're 12 inches, I think a little bit bigger, maybe 13 inches. I'm not feeling it. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep these little ones. I like the way I did this handle. I think it looks pretty clean. Everything's nice and good. I actually made this kit at my old job just out of measurements and what I assumed that it was gonna work. I basically, what I did when I built this this piece right here, I built everything else to kind of coincide with it, and then just, you know, put the frame up onto wherever it was gonna be welded. I mean, I could have gone straight, but I feel like that little curve that I put on there gives it a little bit more character. And yeah, it works flawless. I love how it works. It's got to weld a few more areas, but that's how it works. Just tilting it, brings the wheels with it, and then I gave it that curve because I wanted something. See how it kind of gives like a rat rod look when it's just sitting there. So that's why I curved that arm like that. Let me see. I got, you know, a few accessories that I have for it that I'll be adding. But I'll get that till tomorrow. What else? I wanted to kind of do like a little seat, but I think that I might find something that she already uses and just kind of incorporate it into the inside of that tub and see how that works. If I could find a tiny seat somewhere that would look really nice on here, I'll probably use that. But as of right now, that's how it is. I raised the steering wheel. I raised it. It's probably about 7 inches from the floor for that exact reason, that if I do find a seat, that would look killer. And then she has enough space to squeeze her little feet between there. And then I kind of put the shifter at a perfect length so that she can grab it and pull back and just, you know, act like she's driving. The motor is a little bit crooked right now because it's not sitting straight, but you know, it'll be straightened out like that. Right now it's just held in place like that. So a lot of those pieces I'll probably powder coat them. I'm thinking like probably candy red, because I have candy purple, but I'm thinking red might just be the way to go with for this. That way it matches to my truck when I start changing the colors on it. So yeah, guys, this will be part 1 of the build. Basically the frame and the chassis all together. If you guys wanted to build something like this and you guys want it with that rat rod look, you would basically be done. You know, just, you know, bolting the stuff together, and it's rideable already. As soon as I put the nuts on all the wheels, it's rideable. You know, or in other words, you can use it. It's not rideable, but you know, you could pull your kids on it. What else? Yeah, I'm still having a little bit of trouble deciding how I'm gonna finish this. If I'm gonna go ahead and powder coat the parts or painting them. I wanted to do just a quick video and paint everything. That way I can get it done. But I just feel like going through the trouble of making it, might as well just finish it off real nice. So yeah, guys, keep posted for part 2. It should be up within the next couple of days. If I decide to powder coat, it might be a couple of weeks, because the powder coat place, I know that sometimes has up to a week before they give back the parts. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.